Halloween is coming up fast, and if you want to know how to build a terrifying house that watches you, then stay tuned as we explore 13 cool Halloween decoration ideas in Minecraft. So hello, I'm Alex, and welcome to the world where I've built 13 cool decorations that you can put in your own Halloween builds. So let's go through them, starting with number 1, the guillotine. So the idea for this one came about when I was trying to build some gallows where they hang people, and I realized I've seen that too much, so I didn't want to put that in the video. And then I thought, okay, what's an alternative? A guillotine. I don't think I've ever seen this in Minecraft, and it's really cool because it uses a banner as a blade. It was tough to figure out what to use for a blade until I had the idea, and boy, does it work cool, especially with the blood. So let me show you how to make that quick. All you need is a light grey banner, white dye, and red dye. Pop it in the loom. And I missed we need another white dye. But first, add on a gradient for the white. Beautiful. And then more white. This is what's going to create the shiny metal look. You can pick one of the angles. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to go for that one. And then put it back in again, which is mainly all you do when you do a banner design. And then finally this, for the blood at the bottom. Very simple. Did I just leave it? No, I popped it in my inventory. I think that's really cool. Very effective. And then for the lower area, this is the blood pool, where the heads roll. And I went a bit overboard with the gore here, because it's meant to be for Halloween decorating, and wow, does it look gross. Because I even added these little particle effects using mycelium under the red wool, and it gives the effect of flies buzzing around very slowly. And it's really gross. I don't even want to think about that. So that's the guillotine. And moving on to number 2, the pumpkin farm. This is a sign that I took a bit longer than I should have making. It really isn't necessary, but it matches the acacia fences that I put around the outside. I went with the whole orange theme for it, as you can kind of tell. So let's head on into the pumpkin farm, where you will find jack-o'-lanterns with sea pickles for hats. Now, these give the effect of a stalk. I could use a normal pumpkin stalk if I grew it. Actually, I don't think it would stick because these are jack-o'-lanterns and not normal pumpkins. But anyway, these are supposed to be tiny pumpkins. I think they kind of do look like tiny pumpkins, especially when they're next to a big one. And these were fairly simple, but it took me a while to really kind of figure out how to do it the best way. And let me show you. This is it. It's a helmet on an armor stand, stood on 3, very precise, 3 layers of snow. Otherwise, you'll end up seeing this lip above the ground, and that doesn't work. But then all you do is you pop whatever you want on top, grab yourself a piston, place it down, and push, and then do it again, and push, and here you should have, there you go, a helmet stuck in the ground, and it won't move about. However, if you do right click, it does come off, but you can just pop it back on again. Easy peasy. Now, an extra detail I added was the use of a actual Minecraft head. Now, this can only be obtained by commands, unfortunately, but I wanted to put it in there as I've used the heads in a couple of these builds because I think these should be for creative and survival. So if you want to do survival route, simply jack-o'-lantern, sea pickle, and an armor stand in the floor. But if you want to go more detailed, you can get a Minecraft head from minecraft-heads.com, which you will find so many heads, it is unbelievable, for absolutely anything you can think of. So that's the pumpkin farm. On to the next one. Hey Georgie, welcome to my sewer. I don't think the clown in it ever says that, and boy, was that a bad impression. But welcome to the creepy It sewer, which you may kind of recognize as the red balloon is out the front, but let's get a closer look. So the outside is very simple. If you have a cliff or a large wall of dirt or whatever, you can pop in a ring using stairs alternating in their directions, and it gives this really nice effect of a sewer pipe. That, coupled with flooding the stairs at the bottom, gives a really nice effect. I like it. I think it's cool. And the balloon is simply, I believe, red concrete, yep, on top of an iron bar. Because unfortunately, there's nothing really white. You could use an end rod or some stained glass. I didn't like the way they looked because one has particles and the other is see-through. So I settled on the iron. But as for the inside, I even tried to make the general vagueness of Pennywise the Clown, as he's got the grey armor on for his clown outfit, and then the orange pumpkin head, as nothing really has orange hair. I probably could have found one on Minecraft Heads, but I wanted to do this one normally, so that's what you end up with, a pumpkin man in the sewer. And next up, going actually back left, oh, we end up in a graveyard. Spooky. So this graveyard actually didn't originally have this tree in it, funnily enough. It had a small bush that looked kind of like this, and for the tree base, I used a spruce sapling, like that, because I thought, oh, it's not going to grow through the leaves. Trees don't like it when they do that, but it did. It made a giant one. However, it seems like I've basically reset it. I may as well get rid of the rest of the tree. But yes, welcome to the spooky graveyard, where we have some different types of gravestones to show off. So I've used 3 different materials for this one. You've got stone stairs for the most pristine looking part, and then slightly worn down andesite stairs, and really worn down cobblestone. So it gives this effect of different levels of brokenness. You can really see that here with just all collapsed cobblestone with a button and slabs to give the effect that the rocks are really falling over. You can see another button back behind there by the cobblestone. And then next to that, we have a really beautiful one that looks like marble because I've used polished diorite, and it seems like if someone's going to pay the money for a full marble one, it's going to last the test of time. In front of that, however, we have something made of, I guess, marble again that has not stood the test of time. This is the use of another player head. Also, if you ever have trouble picking one up, you can hold control and middle click and you'll grab it instead of a normal head. But anyway, yep, this is some diorite walls up in a cross pattern, but I wanted it to be a little different, so broke one of them off and placed this on the floor. You could, if you wanted, just get rid of it. It doesn't really make a difference, but I like the addition since I am in creative. And then we have the little bush, which is simply not a good idea if you're wanting to do that because it's gonna grow through it. I think maybe you could put string on top or something like that and it would stop growing. I believe so, that's probably right. So do that, put string on it. And then we have the last gravestone, which again uses some broken andesite and then even more broken cobblestone to look like it's fallen over. Oh, and the walls as well. I completely forgot to show those. They are pretty simple, just stone bricks at the bottom, varying in mossy and normal, pods all underneath, and then some fences. It's a pretty basic design. If I had a texture pack, I think this would look a bit cooler, the fence, because you'd get a better iron bars. But as for this, it's a pretty good effect. Now, this is our next one, and it isn't actually on the list. It's kind of a bonus one, I guess, because I wasn't really happy with it. It's a bit stupid, I have to say. It's literally a skeleton in a glass case, and it says, Dr. Bones, somebody of note, now has no body. I thought it was funny, but later on, I kind of gave up as it's way too basic. However, I like this design. I came up with this. I mean, someone else has probably absolutely done this, but it's just a jungle sapling, jungle leaves in a plant pot. Looks really cool. I like it. So let's just walk away from Dr. Bones and come to the spooky dark room. Yeah, I've basically taken what is this one and made it as dark as I can using every single black or close to black block I could find in Minecraft. This is a bit ridiculous. These are all shulker boxes in the border of the bedroom, which I'm pretty sure is extremely expensive as it is. Then there's an end chest, an anvil, which surprisingly is the lightest thing in here, but pretty much. I thought it would be black. It was one of the darkest things I could think of, but no, this new smithing table, which doesn't even have a purpose yet, is darker. Around the edges, at least. So yeah, that's Dark Room. Not really much to say about it, apart from just replace everything you can with the darkest versions of that. And then this one. Oh, we have this, but oh, there's a little spider's web. And there's a spider on the ceiling. As you can see from the border of my mouse, these are using barrier blocks. So this, unfortunately, is another creative trick using the commands to give you a barrier. However, you can do the spider upside down in normal Minecraft. So if you can put maybe glass to hold it up, or whatever you like, really. Maybe some leaves. That'd be pretty cool. You can see the spider inside. But no, all you do is you grab a name tag, like so. Pretty simple. Pop it in your anvil. And then your name, you want it to be Dinnerbone. Now, you guys probably heard of this trick before, but adding it with a spider for Halloween decoration, I really like that. I think that's a cool addition, and I keep seeing it whenever I was building around, and it looks like it belongs in Minecraft. Why can't they do this? Why can't they go on the ceiling? Admittedly, that's even scarier, but I like it. So let's go to the next one, which isn't the scary house that's looking at me. It's in the depths of the wood, ooh, where we find the Headless Horseman. So yeah, this is more of a traditional Halloween decoration you'd maybe find outside an actual house, probably not with a real horse called Daredevil. The reason it's called Daredevil is because the Headless Horseman myth and legend, that's the name of the horse. I'm not kidding. Daredevil. This legend that's from years and thousands of years ago. Daredevil. I imagine it's probably a name from some sort of religious thing, which is why it is that, but I thought it was weird. Anyway, it's very simple. To hide the underside of the armor stand, as you can see, it's got a stone bit. I didn't like that. It kind of ruined the look, but I did a pretty neat trick, which is pushing it with a piston into a path. As you'll notice, this one stands here, but going down, it drops ever so slightly, which is just enough to push a carpet on top and hide the base. Neat little trick for you there. So yeah, that was a quick one. Very simple. Oh, and if you didn't know how I did this black armor, how do I get it? I don't think I can grab it. Oh, I can right click. Oh yeah, it's just a leather tunic that I dyed black. If you don't know how to do that, just put it in a crafting table with any dye, and hey presto, it gives you something darker. I did the same with Daredevil's armor because he wasn't black, he was actually brown. I couldn't get a black one to spawn, so I faked it. So you see, he's a fake horse. So here's the moment we've been waiting for, the scary house. This is probably what I took the longest time to build. The front of it was the biggest problem. Not the mouth, not the eyes, all the materials in the front. That's what was the hardest part. It looked real weird at times. It still does, but it adds to the terrifyingness. So let's break it down, starting with the inside of the mouth. So what I've done again is use the same trick from earlier with the banners, except this time I've used a red gradient instead of a white triangle, and then white instead of red for blood, to do basically the reverse. And now it looks like teeth, really convincingly, I have to say. But unfortunately, we couldn't do it on the bottom. There's no real way of putting a banner in the block like that, and there's nothing else that looks similar apart from skeleton heads. So he's got two huge teeth for the bottom pair. But the eyes, this is a very simple trick that I remembered seeing a similar thing to way back when, years ago. There was a video called the Beetlejuice roller coaster or something. Everyone's seen it. I think it has 9 million views now, which is insane. But I used the same kind of practice, because if you set an eye into something, you're gonna get a bit blocked off, right? However, what that does is it fakes the pupil, moving almost. It's a really weird thing to describe, but you'll notice the same effect with the busts at the Haunted Mansion, if you've ever seen those, the ones that are actually inside out. Exactly like that clip there. However, this building, I think, is so cool. I love the effect. It's proper scary looking, and you can actually make it your house. I made it a throat because I didn't want to build an entire house, so it's just the back. Ew. Oh, that looks so creepy. It almost looks like a Pokemon of some kind. So yeah, that's pretty much it for how I did the spooky house. The eyes were... I wanted to do an angry red, so I used the nether wart and then the nether... Wait, what is this? Yes, red nether bricks. And coal? Yeah. Nice. All right, next to the house, you may have noticed these little guys. So these are just signs with heads on top. Yeah, it's that simple, but I really like the way they look. It's almost like a threat, especially if you place one behind your friend when they're not looking and you write, "You will be dead soon." And then you go to an even greater length to get red dye and you right click the sign and whoa, the text is red. I did not know this before. I found this out the other day. This has been in Minecraft for, I believe, many years. So is the armor stand too, which is insane. I don't remember that. But you can also do it with a zombie. I changed the color of the sign as well to dark oak. It looks all right. I think the overall look of a bunch of them is better than just the one. But I like this as a little prank behind your friend. You can even put little emojis into the signs. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That is an actual emoji I got from the internet and copied and pasted. And it goes in. You have to use a very specific one though, as there's only a limited amount of things they've made possible to put in signs, but I think that's a neat trick. And up next, if you've ever known anything about like the Salem witch trials, or really what they do to witches, they burn them on a pyre. Is that what it's called? I'm not sure, but it's horrifying. And I tried to recreate that today with what looks like a wither, but I wanted to make it look like a burnt body. So all I did was dye some armor black again, pop it on with a wither skull, and I think it looks pretty effective. The bottom is just a bunch of junk and some campfires to give it that kind of thrown together random wood look that they then burn the witch on. Oh, it's terrifying. Oh, and to do this, I put a lead on the fence, and also I pushed the fences into the armor stand so it would push him out slightly and put the fences behind him, because you can't place them in the same block, unfortunately. But it's easy, it's doable in survival, no problem. And the next one, again, very simple, is upgrading your Nether Portal by making it look like it's bleeding out nether. And this is a pretty cool trick too. Coral. But how? What? Well, it's very simple. All you do is just flood some upside down stairs, hide it, and then you can place coral on. You can place any type of coral you like, and it will stay alive. I chose this red one because I wanted a red theme, but there's also more red ones, so I added the other type as well around the back. Some nether wart, netherrack. I think this is pretty cool. But I will definitely be doing this to my own portal if I ever have my own survival world. And the next one that you may have noticed in the background of the starting stuff is a giant slime. Yep, here's a little baby slime, and then here's how many times bigger is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this slime is about half a block. 14 times bigger, I think. Mathematically, maybe. I'm not sure, but it uses 2 different types of stained glass, lime and then green, and in the middle, 3x3 of slime, and then the face is green terracotta. It's very simple. If you have the materials for this, it looks pretty cool. I like it. It's a giant Halloween decoration though. So yeah, if you do have the materials, go nuts. But me, I don't think I would ever build a giant slime in my world. However, I would build something like this for my enchanting and my cauldroning and whatever I'm doing. This looks really cool. I think this is the favorite Halloween decoration of the lot. Oh, and I think it's actually the last one. Wow, it is. We've made it full circle with my favorite. I didn't even plan that. Amazing. So let's take a closer look. So as you'll notice, there are a lot of Minecraft heads placed around the build because I wanted this one to be another creative one. I usually build in creative, so why not build to that strength, I guess. And in doing so, I picked a bunch of different witch type items. We have some plants, a brain in a jar, some different potions up on the shelf with little labels. You can't read them, but the idea is there. And then a stack of books out of the bookshelf. How did I do that? Oh, well, it's just a loom placed sideways. I'm pretty sure this is a known decoration now, but it's pretty neat effect, and especially paired with the book stack, works wonderfully. Next to that, a lectern, which makes sense as well, being that this is the library. However, the skull is in a jar too. There's no real reason for that. I just found it on the Minecraft heads and thought, hey, why not pop it on the shelf? There's a million things in jars in here anyway. Then other things, more coral, using, again, flooded stairs, hidden with some trapdoors. Yep, very simple. I like hiding these to put coral in places, and it looks especially fitting in a witch's house. Imagine if their swamp places actually look like this instead. How cool would that be? I think it'd be pretty neat. Please, Mojang, please. When you upgrade swamps, do this. It's so cool. The cauldron in the floor has a prismarine slab base, and then underneath is a campfire. Originally I had a normal fire, which is why there's netherrack, but I swapped that out because it doesn't smoke normal fire, only the campfire does. And then it goes up to a big kind of hood to catch all the smoke so it doesn't burn the place down. So yeah, I think that's everything. The witch is just spawned with no AI. That's just a little command cheat that I found. That's pretty cool. It gives a bit of context and scale to the build since this is a witch's hut. I like it. But that's it. That's all 13 Halloween decorations. So let me know which one was your favorite in the comments below, and I'll catch you all next time. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like below, and bye-bye.